We got 1 week left until the Z Fold 4 and the Z Flip 4 and also the new Galaxy Watch and the Galaxy Buds Pro 2 are here. Fantastic. But I'm telling you this because you're in the last opportunity to try and get additional savings on the device by way of getting some additional Samsung credit. So here's the thing. When the phones first came out, well, before they came out, when they were first announced we were getting the Unpacked event, they had the opportunity to reserve it and you could get additional Samsung credit. So if you got the Fold 4, then they would give you $200 of Samsung credit. If you got the Flip 4, they would give you $100. If you bundled two together, then you got $300. There were some good deals. And then as soon as the phone launched, we had the Unpacked event. That went away. You couldn't get that anymore. Well, you can still get it if you pre-order. And I actually have exclusive links in the description. You can go down there and click on them, and that will get you additional Samsung credit. So what do I mean by that? Well, here's what happens. If you just normally go to Samsung and you decide you want to pre-order one, you don't get anything. You can do your trade-in deals and all that stuff, but you're not going to get any additional free money through Samsung that you can buy accessories with, you can buy cases with, all those good things. If you use the link that I have, which is set up through the affiliate that I work through, then you can get $200. So if you're going to pre-order the Fold 4, you can get $200 for free. $200 Samsung credit. You can spend it on whatever in the cart that you have there. They have different things you can get, like cases. You can put it towards an actual tablet, a monitor, charging accessories, all sorts of different things. And it's free. So if you are going to pre-order it or buy it anyway, then that's a great opportunity. Because once the phone launches, you're not going to have that opportunity anymore. You're just going to buy it and you're going to be at the mercy of whatever they happen to have. With the Flip 4, if you decide you want the Flip 4, then they will give you $100 of Samsung credit, which actually, I use that myself. I use that $100 because they have this leather case for the Flip 4. I absolutely love the leather cases for the Flip. I've talked about this many, many times before, and it's a fantastic case. Samsung has some of the best leather cases you can get, and this one's like $80. So I use the Samsung credit for that. But here's the thing. If you just buy the phone normally, you don't get a case. You don't get any of that extra stuff. You got to pay for that out of pocket. So even though, yes, it is Samsung credit, it's something that you can still use and it will save you real money in your pocket. So again, if you use the link in the description, $200 for the Fold 4, $100 for the Fold 3, and then if you decide that you want to stack some of that stuff up, you can get even individual credit for the earbuds or even for the watch. So that's also nice. And if you decide that you're going to bundle, like let's say you're going to bundle together the Fold 4, you're going to bundle together like the earbuds or the watch, then you can take that up to a maximum of $300 of Samsung credit, which you can get a lot of stuff with. Like you can use that $200 credit. Let's say you want to get the watch, or let's say you want to get the earbuds and the phone. You can combine that and put it towards the watch and get the watch for super, super cheap instead of actually having to pay full price for it. So there are different ways you can maximize it to work in your favor to where you can save some serious money if you're going to buy it. Now, I always like to follow back and say, look, I'm not a salesman. I'm not trying to sell you this. I'm just trying to help you. If you're in the market for it, then this is a way you can save yourself some money and get a good deal, which is something that I like to do. I like to try and line up people who have an interest in something. If this is what you're looking for, let me help save you some money, because otherwise you're going to spend more money. And who wants to do that? I certainly don't. So that's all it is. I just want to let you guys know there's a window of opportunity left. Once the 26th gets here, it's cut off. You can't get the pre-order stuff anymore. It's at that point in time, it becomes an actual order. So the reservation stuff is come and gone. The pre-order stuff is here now. Now, there are good trade-in values, but some things have changed, and this is just a gee whiz. So when they first launched the pre-order stuff, the pre-order campaign, they were giving $900 for a Z Flip 3. That's amazing, because I made a video saying you could get the Z Flip 4 for $99, which was true at the time. Now, it depends on which model and which storage you have. So if you have a 128 Z Flip 3, 128 gigabytes of storage model, they're only giving $700, which is still really good. And it's way more than the phone is worth, but it's not as good as the deal that we had like last week. That was a much better deal. And then when it comes to the 256 model, they'll give you $800. And then if you have the fancy bespoke edition, they'll give you $900 still. So the Z Flip 4, I think there's a lot of good things going for it as an upgrade for a little amount of money. Now, if you're going to pay full price, no, don't get the Z Flip 4. Keep the Z Flip 3. But if you can get it on a good deal, whereas when I talked about it before for $99 or even at $199 or $299, if you make the Samsung credit work for you, there are some good reasons to buy it still, because you get better battery performance, better processing performance, better camera performance. And these are all important key metrics that I said they needed to improve on the Z Flip 4. They did change the sensor for the primary camera. It is better, it lets in more light, better for low light. There are improvements there. Maybe not so much in overall image quality, but in the performance in different conditions, I think it can be better, and I think that's what people are kind of saying from the early testing. However, we did bump up from a 3300 milliamp battery to a 3700 milliamp battery. 400 extra milliamps might not sound like a lot. It's about 11%, I think, if I remember the math correctly. I'm hoping for an extra hour, maybe a little bit more screen on time out of that, which goes a long way. So many people love the Z Flip 3, but they complain that the battery life wasn't good. I was one of them. It would not last me all day. Now it should, or at least theoretically, because you get the extra juice. And most people typically think, okay, we got a new powerful processor. It's more powerful, so it's going to use more energy, right? Actually, no. It doesn't work that way. So the way that processors work, and this is a very rudimentary way of explaining this, the processors keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So if you think of like a box, like if you think of a square box, and then the electricity bounces around inside of there, well, if you have a box that's, let's say, this big, it has to bounce around all inside of that. Well, if you cut that in half, you're using the same amount of energy, but it bounces around in a smaller space. So therefore, you get the same performance with less energy. And that's what's great about these newer, smaller processors, is they are more powerful, but they use less power to get there. And that's a great thing. So when you talk about the Z Flip 4, you have a smaller, more power efficient, more powerful processor. It's supposed to be about 30% more battery efficient with 10% more power than the Z Flip 3. So that's going to come in clutch, because you get 30% battery savings on the same routine task and 400 extra milliamps of battery. So if you want a flip phone that lasts you much longer, or hopefully much longer, theoretically, I haven't been able to test it yet, this is going to put you in a good position to do that. Also, the Z Fold 4, you're going to get the same thing. It's very frustrating they didn't increase the battery size, because I don't actually get amazing battery life with my Z Fold 3. I get about 4.5 hours of screen on time, mixed usage, and I don't find that exceptionally great for what the phone is designed for. It's a big productivity phone. I got to charge mine a lot. Battery drain is not so good. I had hoped for a larger battery, but their priorities were to make it thinner, more streamlined, change the aspect ratio, 3 millimeter larger screen on the outside. They made some dimension changes. It's supposed to be more ergonomic, smaller hinge, stuff that most people probably don't even notice on a day-to-day basis. However, it does have that new processor, and that new processor, again, 30% battery savings for the same amount of work, should, in theory, give you better battery performance. So we aren't getting some of the things we hope for. Of course, there are new cameras. The newer cameras are supposed to be better. That's good. I still feel like at $17.99, it should have the same caliber as the S22 Ultra. I feel like if we're paying that much, we should have the best, but that's not what we're getting here. But it is improved, so I'm excited about testing those out once they get here. However, we are getting the better performance on the processor, so you should get better battery life across the board. That's a good thing. We're still not getting the ability to put the S Pen inside the phone. Hopefully one day that comes along, because I have mine right here, and I do get kind of tired of having these weird floppy cases with the S Pen holder on the back. It's just not the greatest design in the world, honestly, especially when you look around at what they're doing with Huawei and Vivo and Honor. There's a lot of other options internationally that I hope make their way over here one day, somehow, some way, because Samsung needs competition. However, it is going to be a good phone. I do love my Z Fold 3. If I were in a tech channel, I would not get the Z Fold 4. Honestly, I'm going to tell you, because I don't think that there's a significant enough on paper upgrade from the Z Fold 3 to Z Fold 4. However, if you are a owner of a Z Fold or a Z Fold 2, it's a great opportunity, especially because they're still giving $1,000 trade-in credit here in the US for the Z Fold 2. That sucker was $2,000 phone that's 2 years old now. You can buy those things used for like $400, $500 on eBay. So yeah, it's worth way more in trade-in value to trade in towards the Fold 4 than it is to keep it. Plus you get there's a lot of changes they made from the Fold 2 to the Fold 4. You got the IPX8 water resistance, the bigger, better screen. You got the better camera setup, and presumably better battery life, new processor, S Pen. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. So I'm not saying that people shouldn't buy it. I'm not saying people shouldn't be excited about the Fold 4. I was really hoping we were going to get S Pen support with the exterior screen. I was really hoping we were going to be able to put the S Pen like somewhere inside the phone. That would be nice. But again, it's not a Note. It's not an S22 Ultra. I get it. That's how they want to roll. I like the fold phones. I think they're good. I think with $1,000 trade-in credit, that's a pretty good proposition. Would I necessarily be excited about getting $1,000 trade-in credit for my Fold 3? Well, I think that it's probably worth holding on to for another year. But if you just got to have the latest and greatest, if you want the new one, $1,000 trade-in credit is fair. And if you've got a Fold 2, I think it's a really good deal because it keeps you in the fold category. You get the new phone and all the fancy new bells and whistles. And I think it's going to be a good phone. I use mine every single day. Every day I use mine. I make my thumbnails. I use it for browsing the internet at night. I play some games. Mine gets used for a couple hours every day. And I've been using it a couple hours every day basically for a year. And it's still in fantastic shape. This is the best one that they've made yet. Leading up to the Fold 4, I didn't have any problems with it the whole year. I've had no problems. I didn't have any problems with the screen. I still have my original screen protector on here. And it's in immaculate condition. And I use my S Pen on it every day. And I had concerns about the S Pen messing it up. So, yeah, I think they've done a good job. I'm looking forward to this new one for reasons. I mean, of course, I do want to test it out with the new processor. I want to see if the battery life is better. Yeah, I'm a tech head. I'm a tech enthusiast. I like this stuff. I buy them year over year regardless anyway. Contrary to my own advice. It's not the most, I guess, sensible thing to do from a financial position. But hey, you do what makes you happy. YOLO, right? So that's all I've got. I just want to let you guys know time is ticking on the pre-order opportunity. I think there is reason to consider them for a lot of different people. Again, I understand. If you got the Z Fold 3, might not want to update. If you got the Z Flip 3 and you want to hold on to it another year, I don't think there's anything wrong with that either if it's holding up well for you. But with the trade-in offers that they have and the incentives and the additional Samsung credit, then that works out pretty well to maximize your value if you're trying to get one. And again, those links are down in the description if you want to click on them. So that's all I got. Going to wrap this one up. If you have any questions or comments, then please go down in the comments section. I'll get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, if you found this helpful, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.